that you can go ahead and get comfortable just for a few minutes to close your eyes, slow down that body, that mind, and that breath. And also too, if you're not comfortable seated in a cross-legged position, you can always elevate yourself a little bit to make that more comfortable with a pillow or a blanket or something. But anyways, just find a place that you can just close your eyes. Just slow down your morning. Maybe even bring your morning to an abrupt halt if you need to bring yourself into your body, into your mind. The next bit. Try to sit up nice and tall, creating some length through that spine, lifting up through the top of the head, lengthening through each vertebrae, starting with your sacral vertebrae near your bottom, all the way up through your cervical vertebrae in your neck. And just breathing comfortably. If you're familiar and you can use your Ujjayi breathing in through the nose, back out through the nose, do that. If not, just breathe however you can, whatever works for you. And just bring a little bit of focus into your morning. Bring a little focus onto yourself. Just keep in mind, if you can give yourself a little bit of time right now, you'll have that capacity and that ability to give that much more to others later. And the next time you take a nice deep breath as you lift up, lifting up through the top of the head as you inhale. As you exhale, slowly lower that chin to your chest. And then gently rocking that head out in the half neck circle. You want that chin to pass through your chest each time, just in a half neck circle. Keeping in mind the safety of that neck. And going half circles. And then when you're ready, take the right ear over to the right shoulder. And just hold it here. Press that left shoulder down and away. Create as much space as you can through the side of the neck, keeping that chin lifted and back. Taking a little stretch to the side of the neck. And then relaxing that shoulder and take that left ear over to the left shoulder. So just change sides, take that right shoulder, try and push it down away. Create some space, open up. Best as you can. And then relaxing through that shoulder again. A couple more times, just rock that head out in that half neck circle. Always doing a half neck circle anytime in my practices. And would suggest you do the same and bringing that chin down towards your chest. Taking that head in a full neck circle puts a lot of pressure and compression on that cervical vertebrae and can really add damage to your neck. And it's very cautioned if you're going to be doing that. And then a nice deep breath, inhale, lifting that chin up off the chest. You can open those eyes. Welcome to Good Morning Yoga. My name is Katie. Those of you haven't seen in a while, inhale up. I'm sure we remember each other. All right, coming forward. My friends, some people I haven't seen in a while. It's so nice to be able to connect this way. So thanks for joining me. And just letting that body melt forward as best as you can, letting that back relax as we hinge from those hips, let those knees open up, let those hips open up, and stretch. Just take a couple more nice deep breaths right here. And then from here, take a nice deep breath to make that belly nice and tight, lift that head up and walk those hands back. And then looking at those legs, either cross or lotus or wherever they are, we're just gonna cross them the other way. So we're gonna take the other shin and leg in front, other leg behind, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale those arms up, and again, exhale and fold forward. So now just taking the legs crossed, that way we're probably not naturally inclined to do, but just a little different stretch through those hips. Take a couple nice deep breaths, inhale, exhale. And then As we inhale, nice deep breath, head up, and let's walk those hands back. And now let's take those legs out in front of us and extend all the way. If you are sitting on anything, you can take that out from underneath you and just extend those legs, flex through those feet, inhale up, and again, exhale, fold forward. So now a different variation of our forward fold. Those legs long, stretching out those hamstrings. And if those legs are screaming at you, just try and let them relax. And as always, too, as you move into a posture, if you feel any resistance, feel free to back out a little bit. If you feel any release, feel free to go a little deeper. Just listen to what that body's saying. Couple more nice deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. And once again, nice deep breath, tight core, head comes up. And then from here, we're going to take those feet on the floor. So we're going to bend those knees. We're going to take the hands underneath the shoulders. And then all we're going to do is we're going to lift that chest. If you like, you can drop that head back. And as you do, squeeze between those shoulder blades. So taking those shoulders, open them up, give them a little bit of a stretch. Just lift and lengthen, squeeze those shoulder blades together. And if you have neck issues, wouldn't suggest dropping that head back. So you can always keep that gaze forward. But if you don't, and you can, it feels good, you can bring that chin up, one more breath. And then release from here. And now take the hands to the shins and draw the chin into your chest, round your back and draw the shoulder blades and bring them apart. And a modified cat-cow now. And then lift that chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. And then release. So just kind of round, reverse, again, modified cat-cow, just sitting in our cat-cow for a moment, just stretching that spine a little bit differently. Basically feeling a lot of that emphasis on that upper back versus that lower back. More on the hands and knees. One more time. All right. And then release. And now we'll come up onto our hands and knees into our traditional cat-cow. So coming onto those hands and knees. And remember, I will flip around back and forth and front and back, but you can stay where you are. Don't need to move with me, but hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, cat-cow, round that back. Come into cat first. Find your cat and hold it here for just a breath or two. Look back at those feet. Shouldn't be able to see those feet behind those knees. Should have those legs instead of feet apart, just behind the knees. And then reverse that curl as you come through. Look at the hands. They're about shoulder width apart. Lift that tailbone up behind you and your gaze comes forward. And then cat-cow, round reverse. Inhale as you round, exhale as you reverse that curl. But if you're having a hard time remembering when to breathe, just breathe. One more time each way. And then we're going to make our way to a neutral spine. And as we go to threading the needle, we're going to start with the right arm reaching out to the right, nice and long. Take that right arm underneath that left arm. We're going to come all the way down till we're resting on the side of the head. Got the right arm through, palm up. And then that left arm can stay where it is to help support that neck. But if you'd like to take it somewhere else, you can take it up, bend it behind the back, or you can take it down in the front with the palm forward. But if you have any neck issues, keep that hand next to the head to help keep you stable in that neck area. But if not, take that arm through, threading, holding it here, stretching. And primarily it's that right arm that we're working on, stretching the shoulder and the arm, but left arm again, can take a stretch if you'd like. And breathe. And then if that left hand's come anywhere else, bring it back beside your head, push into it. Take that right arm up and just reach and stretch the opposite way. So just reaching down all the way up to the sky, that right arm. And then bringing that hand down, give me a couple cat-cows here, round reverse. All right, and then back to that neutral spine. And now starting with that left arm, nice and long and reaching out to the side, and then reach all the way underneath the right arm, coming down, 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 again, until we're resting on the side of the head. Get yourself comfortable here. And then that left arm, again, if you like, you can bring it and drape it behind your back, or you can take it down in front, or you can just keep it right where it was. So just choose what works for you. Continue to breathe. Couple more breaths right here. Inhale, exhale. And then if that right hand's kind of anywhere else, put it right beside your head so in your face so you can see it. Help use it, push it out in, bring that left arm up, and just stretch the other way. So just bringing that arm, that shoulder through, stretching in the opposite direction. Perfect. And go ahead and bring that hand down. And then let's come on to the forearms for a second. Elbows bowed underneath the shoulders. Hands can come together here as we bring it into a couple cat-cows. So round and reverse. Stretch that spine a little bit differently. One more time each way. And then we'll come to a nice neutral spine, whatever flat back is for you. Come back up onto our hands, and then we're just going to curl the toes and lift the knees so they're hovering right above the ground. So lift the knees a little bit, hover, hold, pull that belly in nice and tight. So just generating a little bit of heat in that body, warming up that body, the upper body, the belly, etc. Come and hold. One more breath. And then knees down, feet together, sit back into a child's pose. So extend those arms, take that forehead down, sit back onto those heels, and just take a nice big stretch. That back and those arms, sit back and just hold. And then from here, just lift that head up, curl your toes, make your way to your downward facing dog. So lifting the hips up, pushing back into those heels, just away from the arms, and just come and let that head relax. If you ever need to, you can shake it out, do some yeses and some nos. Also too, if it feels good, you can walk out those feet, take a little walk. And then ready, equal weight, pushing back through both heels. And then looking towards those hands, walk the feet to the hands to a standing forward fold. Head, chest, and body coming towards those legs, lengthening those hamstrings, lengthening that back and bringing it all together. And also too, here, if it feels good, you can walk it out. And shift that weight, bend one knee, straighten the other. And then again, equal weight pulling up through both legs, drawing it in as best as you can. And then from here, let's inhale to a flat back. So that the gaze is going to come out over the end of the feet. And just take that back to a nice flat place. Head up halfway, hands give to the shins. If you can stay on the floor. And then release back down to your forward fold. Inhale, arms up to the side, head up, chest leads, flat back, up to standing we come. And then bringing your hands up and down and around. All right, good morning, those of you who snuck in. Good to see you. Always welcome to join and leave as any time as you need to. All right, and then from here, as we next make our way into our tree pose, if you need help with balance, remember, if you've got stuff around you to hold on to, that's the best thing to do. But if you need a kickstand for your tree, you can take a toe hold. You can take it out wide. This would be the easiest place to balance. A little harder here, but then again, if you can, migrate that right foot, right leg somewhere up on the inside of that left leg. And as you're pushing that foot and that heel into the inside of that leg, make sure it's not on that knee joint. You're gonna go above or below. And then let's just start with our hands at our heart center. Just starting standing up nice and tall. Find some balance, take that knee, try and open up through that hip. You've got those shoulders stacked up over those hips. You've got that knee drawn out and just hold. All right, and then if you're up for a little challenge, just moving those arms, taking the hands up and down around the circle. And if you're not up for that challenge, you can just keep the hands at the heart center, or you can open up your tree. So if you need more challenge, moving the arms is going to be a different element of challenge. If you need more challenge than that, you can take your gaze with you, moving that head at the same time. So just choose what works for you. strengthening that left leg. And then we're going to bring the arms up. Once we're here, we're going to open up that tree and just come to hold again. So again, if you need help with balance, hold on to something or use that kickstand, but try and challenge in some way, some fashion, some form. And then from here, bringing those hands back to our heart center. And then releasing that leg before we go to the other side. We're just going to inhale and sit back into our chair pose. So we're just sitting back onto the heels, body weight back on the heels, in chair. Don't worry, we'll get to the other side. Arms are extended up overhead. If you can get there or out in front, wherever, bent into the knees, body weight back on the heels. One more breath, and then release to a forward fold. And then from here too, feels good. Walk it out. And then when you're ready, equal weight, pulling up through both legs in that fold. And then inhale to a flat back. Just always rising to that half fold to get a little blood flow back to that heart and that head mostly. And then release back to your forward fold. Inhale, head up, chest leads, flat back, up, up, up. We come to standing and bringing the hands down. All right, now we should be ready for the other side. And again, if you need help, hold on and get yourself where you need to be. If you don't have anything to hold on to, find that kickstand. But try and challenge. Try and do something a little different today. If you always do the same thing, find your balance, pushing that left foot to the inside of that right thigh, or that right calf, drawing that knee out and open. So first, find your stable tree. And then again, if you want that challenge, need it, move the arms. Again, not necessary. You can take the gaze with you. So it's entirely up to you where you bring your challenge level. One more time, wherever we are, let's go ahead and come and hold and open up that tree. It's not all perfect. Just find a place to really lift, to really lengthen. And also too here, if you need that challenge, you can change your gaze, you can close your eyes. Entirely up to you. And then once again, bring those hands back to our heart center. And then as we release that leg, both feet on the ground, inhale, bring the arms up, sit back into that chair. Again, body weight's back on those heels. Arms extended overhead, in front, wherever they'll go. Just one more breath, and then release to that forward fold. And also too, here if it feels good, again, walk it out. Shift. One more knee, straighten the other. And then equal weight, pulling up through both legs. Just come and hold your fold. And then from here, hands down, walk or jump into a plank. And come to a nice, strong place where that belly is pulled in nice and tight, hands underneath your shoulders. And then from here, we're going to slowly lower down. We're going to chaturanga, lower down, elbows to the back, lifting up to your up dog, lifting up through the front of the belly, extending through the arms, lifting the heart, lifting the chest, curl your toes, lift your hips to your downward facing dog. So coming into our down dog, pushing that body weight back into those heels and hold it here. Or two, again, any place we get that feels good, you can walk it out. And then we're going to lift the right leg up behind us, nice and high over down dog splits. We're going to circle through that ankle, circle, and then point that toe, lift that leg nice and high, bend that knee, swing it forward, underneath the body through a plank, in between the hands, and up into a high lunge. So lift our bodies up. Now we're bending into both knees, just lifted ourselves up with the shoulders over the hips, reaching through those arms. Now, if you're not as stable in a high lunge, one of the easiest thing to do is to bring your legs a little closer together, and we just don't bend into the knees as much. Then you want to make sure that we're not pushing that knee out over that ankle as we bend. If you can't see yourself somewhere, look for your toes. And if you can still see them, without having to go look for them, you should be good. So coming into the side lunge, and let's take the hands back behind us. Clasp the hands, roll the shoulders back. Let's fold over that right leg. And now the arms are extended. The hands are just Fingers are interlaced, and the arms are just lifting up wherever they can, taking those shoulders, getting a little stretch, and just a little balance. Now, too, if you're having a hard time balancing here, you can always come to that knee for a low lunge. One more breath. And then let's just release the arms back up to our high lunge and then into our warrior two, dropping onto the inside of the back foot, opening up the arms, straightening out the back leg, and then bending into that front knee. And here, squeezing those shoulder blades together, reaching nice and long, looking out over those right fingertips if you can. And also as you look to the right and look forward, look for your toes, make sure you can still see them. And breathe. Inhale, exhale, continue to always breathe. Yourself here, nice and strong. Continue to hold. One more nice deep breath. And then from here, let's go ahead and cartwheel those hands down beside that foot. Send that right leg back behind you. Back to your down dog splits. And then from here, we're just going to bring that knee underneath the body, hover and hold. And then we're going to extend back up. And then again, knee underneath the body, hover, hold. And then extend. One more time, just a little bit of strength. And then extend. This time, keep the leg long, come forward to a one-legged plank. And then through your plank, chaturanga to your up dog, release that leg. And when you're ready to your down dog. So coming into your down dog, pushing that body weight back in your heels, chest away from the arms. Just get here, hold, take a few breaths, and then lift the left leg up behind you. Nice and high, circle that ankle. Just give it circles one way, circle the other way. And then lift that leg, bend the knees, swing it forward. Remember, trying to get in between the hands. If you didn't get there, just help move it, peel your body off. That leg, come up to that high lunge. So here again, if you're unstable and you need to modify your high lunge, you can always go to your back knee, drop down to a low lunge. That always works. So do what you can, do what works best for you, for your body. Take a couple more nice deep breaths. And then from here, take the hands behind you, roll the shoulders back and down, and then fold over that leg. So again, just folding over that leg, arms, our fingers are interlaced, arms are reaching behind you, up and back and over. A little shoulder stretch. And just hold. Perfect, you girls look fantastic. And then release those arms, feel yourself back up. And then to our warrior two, drop onto the inside of the back foot, open the hips, open the arms, and bend into that front knee. And then as we come here, take a minute to look at your alignment. Make sure you can still see those toes. Make sure that back knee is comfortable with that leg extended. Always to help protect the safety of that knee, you can pick up that back heel and aim it down towards the left corner of your mat. Take a little pressure off that knee. Just take a couple more nice deep breaths right here. Inhale, exhale. And then from here, cartwheel those hands down, send that right leg back behind you to your down dog splits, or left leg, sorry. And then bring that knee underneath. So like we did before, a little bit of core, and then extend, and underneath. And if this is a little too intense, you can always just go to your knees and come to a knee plank and hold. So you can always come to your knee plank and hold one more time. And once that leg is back, let's just angle forward to a plank, through plank, slowly chaturanga, release to your up dog. And when you're ready to your downward facing dog. So going back into that down dog, pushing that body weight back into the heels, away from the chest. Just a couple breaths right here in your down dog. And then look to the hands, walk or jump the feet to the hands to a standing forward fold. Head, chest, and body can join those legs, lengthening those hamstrings, drawing it all together. Just take a couple breaths right here. Let that upper body relax. If you want to, you can pick up those arms, circle them. It works. And then from here, we're going to inhale to a flat back. Gaze comes out over the end of your feet or your mat or whatever. Just a nice flat back from the hip to the head. And all the while, we're pushing those hamstrings back as we lengthen that spine forward. Exhale, release. Inhale, arms out to the side, head up, chest leads, flat back, up, up, up. We come to standing. All right. Next up, as we make our way into our eagle pose, we're going to start with the arms. So we're just going to inhale those arms up. And then we're going to exhale, and we're just going to bring the arms up to the side. Okay, now we're going to take the right arm underneath and the left arm on top. So we're going to take cross, and then we're going to bring those hands together if we can. If we can't get to those hands and those eagle arms, you can also you can give yourself a nice big hug, or you can just bring the arms where they would go. But do what you can, wherever that is. And again, right arms underneath, left arms on top. And then for a little bit of balance, we're going to cross the right leg over the left. So we're going to cross it over, and as we do, we're going to bend into those knees. And now if you need help with balance, easiest thing to do is to put that toe down and bend the knees. So as you bend the knees, you can keep a toe hold and help with balance. But if you can, keep that foot elevated. Try and get those elbows up at the chin. And just hold. A lot harder to balance here, especially too when you can't really see much a lot of times except for those arms. But just do what you can. Hold a couple more breaths. And then first, we're just going to lift the legs, release, and then release the arms. The shoulders, a couple rolls, side to side, where it feels good, before we go to the other side. And before we do go to the other side, let's just give that side of the body a stretch. Inhale the arms up, exhale, take it over to the right. And then take it over to the left. So just reaching those arms over to the side. And then bring it back to center. All right, and ready for the other side. Inhale, those arms up. Exhale, take the arms out to the side. And then the left arm underneath, right arm on top. Bring those arms around through. One side might be a little easier than the other. Might work a little better. If you can't get those arms together, you can keep them separated. You can also give yourself a nice big bear hug. When you're ready, cross the left leg over the right. And then go ahead and bend into those knees. Keeping the elbows, trying to lift them up. Trying to get them up in line with that chin. From the shoulders, best as you can. Let's find some place. And again, if you need that help with balance, take a toe hold and then bend the knees from there. Just try and do something that will be your challenge place. Couple more breaths. Another nice deep breath. And then legs come out of it first, release and cross, and then those arms. Ready. Depending on your shoulder flexibility, it might have been a little rough on one side versus the other, but we did it. All right. And then from here, go ahead and take a nice deep breath. Inhale up and exhale and fold forward. So getting back to our nice forward fold, but while we're here, let's give those shoulders and those arms a little stretch. I want you to pick up the right foot and put the right hand palm up underneath the foot, trying to thread those toes to the wrist, and then pick up the left, and again, left hand underneath, and then lengthening those hamstrings. And as you do, you will feel a nice big stretch through the back of the arms and the back. So in gorilla here, so try and lengthen those legs, arms underneath, as best as you can. And get a nice big stretch in the shoulders and the back. That should feel good after our eagle. I can't hear you. Any animal sounds are optional in gorilla. One thing I can think of is more like a monkey sound. I don't know. All right, release one hand, one foot, release the other, and then equal weight pulling back up. And then release those arms. You can, if you'd like, circles. All right, and then grabbing onto opposite elbows, just hanging ragdoll. Letting that upper body relax, so that lower body keeps you here. And just holding. And then from here, hands down, walk or jump into your plank. Pull that belly in nice and tight. Hold it here for a few breaths. Just get strong, hands under the shoulders, fingers spread wide. Get out somewhere in front of those hands. One more nice deep breath. And then from here, slowly lower down to your up dog. And when you're ready, to your down dog. Coming into that down dog, hold here. Take a couple nice deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. And then let's lift the right leg up behind you. Nice and high, point and flex that toe. Bend that knee, swing it forward, aiming to get it in between the hands. And again, if it didn't get where it needed to be, pick it up, give it a little move. So we're making our way into warrior three. So all we're going to do is we're going to push off with that back leg till we're standing on that right leg. And then as you can, you're going to lengthen that right leg and peel that chest up. Bring the arms up and bring the leg back behind you. Now, this is a fantastic thing to do too. If you need help with balance, if you have something to hold on to at home, just hold and balance. So depends what works for you, but try and do something. Try and lengthen that right leg. Try and lift that left leg up. Try and bring that balance forward, that head forward in a nice long line. Now, if you'd like, you can bring the arms forward, biceps next to the ears, reaching the fingers forward, palms in. And again, just lengthen that left leg, lengthen those arms, and hold. Couple more breaths. Try something. One more. And then let's just release that leg and fold forward. And here too, if it feels good, walk it out. So, and then when you're ready, equal weight, pulling up through both legs. Hands down, walk or jump into your plank. Through your plank, chaturanga. To your up dog, and then when you're ready, to your down dog. And then when you're ready, with that left leg up behind you, nice and high, point flex, point tie, bend that knee, swing forward, again trying to get it between the hands, and then as you're ready, transfer the weight to the left leg, lift that right leg up, and then when you're ready to come from there, lift that body, take those arms back with you, and then trying to get that body all in a nice long line. And also too, if you're still having a really hard time doing that, if you have a yoga block at home or even something that resembles that, you can use that to help you balance and lift. Actually, that worked worse for me, yoga block. So lots of options. Easiest thing though is if you have something around you that you can hold on to. That's the easiest thing to do. And then from here, if you can, transfer the arms forward. Again, biceps next to the ears, fingers forward, lengthen, lift through that left leg, point that right toe behind you, lift it long, send those arms, one more breath, and then release and fold forward. And again, shift, whatever feels good. And then equal weight, pulling that through both legs. Just take a couple breaths right here. And then from here, hands down, walk. Or if you'd like, jump back into a plank. And if you've taken yoga with me for a while and you notice I never jump, is because years ago I used to jump and I jumped and I jammed my toe, almost broke my toe. So I'm like, okay, well, no more of that for me. So you gotta do what works best for you. It's really easy just to walk back, but don't want to repeat that. So now I'm always like, yeah. And then go ahead and slowly chaturanga, lower down to your up dog. And again, tops of the feet or the tops of the thighs. And also here too, I injured my foot going onto the tops of my feet. So I'm like, okay, we don't need to do that anymore. And then from here, curl your toes, lift your hips back to your downward facing dog. And then from here to our knees, feet together, sit back into child's pose. So it's best to listen to your body. Your body will allow, challenge yourself where needed, but doing things that you know are within the wheelhouse of your body. Good to pay attention to it, right? And then from here, one hand at a time, one hand to the back and palm up, and then the other hand to the back, palm up. And now we're just resting on that forehead and let those shoulders relax. But if you do have any neck issues, keep the arms extended or the hands by your side. But if you can, just rest on the forehead and let that upper body just relax for just a moment. And then from here, one hand comes back, and then the other, and very slowly bringing ourselves up. And then we're going to bring ourselves down onto our belly. So put the hands under the shoulders because that's where they're going to stay. Because a little bit of back work with our cobra. So the hands were under the shoulders. We've just lowered ourselves down. And then I want you to squeeze those elbows together. So try and squeeze the elbows together, drawing and hugging the arms into the body. And then just lifting up into a cobra wherever is good for you. Pushing the tops of the feet into the floor. Your length and your height might depend on that low back. Maybe you're just lifting a little, but wherever you are, come and hold. If you want to see how strong that back is, you can release those hands and hover them above the ground, and you might possibly drop a little lower because that low back isn't able to sustain, but that's fine. Do what works. And then release. And then once again, sit back into your child's pose. Now take that back and just lengthen and stretch and reach forward. Take a couple more nice deep breaths right here. And then hands back beside your head very, very slowly. Peel that forehead off the ground, lift, help yourself up. And then from here, cross the legs or just take them out from underneath us. But easy way to get seated is cross those legs and those legs. And then from here, we'll be making our way all the way down to the ground. So just take a nice slow roll. Go nice and slow, just lifted, shoulders down, rolling yourself back. Point the toes. As you start to get that drop point, try and drop slowly. All right, hands out over your head. Reach, point and stretch, and hold it here. All right. And then from here, go ahead and bring those arms up overhead to where you can see them. And then with the right hand, grab the left wrist and just go ahead and pull it over to the right. And I'll take that shoulder, one more stretch. Perfect. And I think I told you guys this before, but my yoga videos, thanks to my IT guy, my oldest son Jonas, they're on YouTube. So if anybody wants the link, I can send it to you. So if you miss a day, you can always go back and do it, or if you want to do things over. All right, as well as my Pilates videos, those are out there. I can send you guys the link. All right, bring the arms up and go ahead and left hand grabs the right wrist and pull it over to the left. Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do when goes to college, because although I have a younger son at home, he's not as tech savvy as his older brother. Guess I'll survive, right? Guess maybe I need to learn how to do things. That would be better, right? All right, good. Bring those arms back up. And then from here, bring that right knee in towards your chest, flex the foot, grab a hold below the shin, and just pull that knee in, give that little hip flexor a little stretch. And then extend that leg, and you can either keep that other leg long or put that foot on the floor and just stretch the back side of that leg. So pull it in, quick little gentle stretch for the hamstrings. And then release that leg, and then the left knee comes in again. Don't grab the knee, but grab a low on the shin, flex the foot, hug and pull that leg in. So hold it here. Also to extend that leg now, and again, the other leg, if you're really flexible, you can keep that leg long. If not, bend the knee, put it on the floor, pull that leg in, give it a nice big stretch. And then release. And then both knees come in, loose hold, below the knees on the shin, circle, circle, side to side. Just a little back release. If you're circling, circle the other way. If you're just rocking side to side, just continue to do that. All right. And as we are about to conclude our practice for the day, we'll finish up with Shavasana. Extend those legs, extend those arms in corpse pose or however you're comfortable. Traditional is corpse pose with the legs extended, arms extended, palms up. And just go ahead and close your eyes. But I do encourage you, if you can, find these few minutes just to take a few minutes of peace and quiet. If there's things going on around you, just try and tune them out and just tune into your breath. Just tune into your body, tune into your mind, and just remain here and continue to breathe. And slowly bringing some awareness back into that body. Move those fingers, toes, hands, feet, arms, legs, or even that head can go side to side. And whenever you're ready, rolling over onto the side of your choice. Anyone who's pregnant should go their left. Everybody else just choose a side. Remain here just for a moment. Just let that blood flow return back to that head and that heart. No one can make you feel inferior without your consent. And again, that quote is, no one can make you feel inferior without your consent. And that is a quote from Eleanor Roosevelt. When you're ready, use that outside arm, push yourself back up to seated, back where we began our practice. And keeping that in mind as we come into our yoga practice and even in our days, that no one can make us feel inferior and for what we do and how it goes. So keep that positive attitude and give yourself consent to feel superior. I hope you guys have a wonderful day and weekend, and hopefully we'll see you all next week. Namaste. Thanks, you guys. I will unmute you guys.